part of what I received
It was
previously.
regarding Victim Impact information, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. Anything else then that either you want me to review that is in writing that I haven't already stated?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
I only want to confirm that the letters from my client's wife and children and his pastor's church and other church members were included in the PSI. They were included in my copy. I just want to make sure.
Yes,
Thank you.
And I saw those interviews. Your
they were, and I've reviewed those as well.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Young, I will allow you to proceed.
Thank you. Your Honor, I prepared a brief PowerPoint which largely summarizes the PSI that I'd like to use as an open statement. This information is gleaned from the investigation, and while it's in the PSI, I know the court has reviewed it. I think it's important for the public forum and for the record to emphasize this.
Sure, go ahead, sir.
Obviously, we're here for the sentencing of Mr. Gomez on these very serious charges. I want to point out some contextual evidence that came out through the investigation by the District Attorney's Office and by our office. But I want to be clear, this is not an attempt to excuse his behavior. It's not intended to do anything other than give the court some context that led to this particular tragedy. First, this entire thing began with a work-related gathering. Mr. Gomez had been in Beaumont only about a month, working for one of the construction pipeline companies. Unfamiliar with the area, there was an invitation to go to these different restaurants and places by his supervisors. He felt compelled to go. The report by DPS highlights they spoke to several witnesses who were co-workers who said this was kind of an after-work gathering where they all went. Of course, once the companies realized the magnitude of what had happened, next slide please, they quit cooperating. Basically, no one would talk to DPS, no one would talk to our investigators. They kind of circled the wagons. I think that lends some credence to the fact that this was something that the companies did encourage the employees to do. The entire matter was investigated by the Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission. And the first place they went, go back to this, was Darla's Taqueria here in town. And from the TABC report, which is introduced into evidence as part of the plea, next slide, they made a determination that Darla's Taqueria had grossly overserved Mr. Gomez, and that it was contrary to basically any public sense of decency. Next slide. The next place they went for the TABC report was Temptations Cabaret. The report details, next slide, the enormous number of drinks he was served, including one where he was served 5 shots at the table and seen to fall down by the waitress, and she still served the drinks at the table. They determined that they clearly overserved an intoxicated person. The big question here that I had when we began this case is, how did he end up going on the southbound on the northbound lane of 69? And he was staying at the time at the AAA RV Park, which is located down here on, I believe it's Old Port Arthur Road. And his route of travel would have taken him from Temptations Cabaret down through that, I believe exiting and going down Old Port Isabella Road. Next slide. Obviously, he missed that exit, and he came down, and there's another way that you can go down 69 southbound to likewise get back to the RV park, and that was his plan at the time. Next slide. The problem is, and soon after we looked at this, investigated it, and they had the GPS data from his phone, he exited, he turned down Martin Luther King, and he came to an area where he would have gotten on the ramp to go up to the southbound lanes of 69. But, next slide, there was this side. One more slide closer. Right there on the ramp, it said road closed. Now, I believe what they meant to say was lane closed, and they wanted you to go around that and get on 69. But when he was confronted with this road closed sign. He took a left, which is what the detour sign seemed to indicate, went down, and then got on the exit ramp for the northbound headed southbound. And it's common here, I've seen it in several places where they have divided what were one-way service roads into two ways, and he assumed that was what happened. Of course, that led him on to the southbound, going southbound and northbound. That's how he got there. Next slide. South North is I want to congratulate the probation department here in Jefferson County. They did an incredible, very thorough, and I think very even-handed and fair pre-sentence report. But a little bit about who Salvador Gomez is that came out through the report. Next slide. He was a military veteran. He was served in the United States Marine Corps, was honorably discharged. Next slide. He's always worked. He graduated high school in 91. He attended the police academy in 1992. He was a deputy sheriff in Cameron County until he had an off-the-job injury where part of one of his fingers was amputated and he could no longer continue as a deputy sheriff. At the time of this, he was employed by ExxonMobil as a piping superintendent. He's been confined to a wheelchair since this incident. He's had tremendous injuries. He's going to suffer from those injuries probably for the rest of his life. Next slide. And as the PSI points out, that something we would ask the court to consider is that does reflect some personal consequence for his actions in this particular case. The PSI and everything we see indicates that he's a very stable, loving father and husband. He's been married since 2001 to the same woman. He has 4 children. He active in his church. There were several letters of support from his pastor and from other members of the congregation included in the PSI. Next slide. The probation officer noted that he thinks of the victims daily. He knows the names and has a personal connection because one of them is in very close age to his own children and another shares the same birthday as his daughter. Those are things we'd like the court to consider from the PSI, and we'll have a closing argument later. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I did call several witnesses.
Sure.
The state called Christopher Stacks.
What's the last name? I'm sorry.
Stacks.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. If you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you, sir. You can have a seat. If you'll just pull that microphone close so everybody can hear you. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Stacks, would you introduce yourself to the court? Tell us your full name and what do you do for a living?
Yeah, I'm Christopher Stacks, and I work for Valen. It's a fire safety company.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 26.
Where were you raised?
Was born in Jacksonville, Florida, raised in Texas.
Where'd you go to high school?
Nederland High School.
And what city do you live in now?
Nederland.
You married?
I was.
When were you married?
About a year and a half ago.
And who were you married to?
Lauren Stacks.
Lauren Stacks. Also, and her name was what before y'all got married?
Lauren Eisenhower.
And when y'all first got married, where were y'all living?
We were living in Beaumont, about less than a minute from the church.
Which church you talking
The
about?
Apostolic Church.
That's here in Beaumont?
Yes, sir.
Is that where you worship?
Yes, sir.
And is that where you met her?
No, we met, I actually drove up about 10 hours to Fort Smith where she was still going to college.
Tell me what Lauren was doing career in education.
She had just finished her dental hygienist degree, and she had been working, I think, for about a year in that field whenever everything happened.
Did she move down here when y'all got married?
We were working on it. She was still finishing the contract where she lived in Murfreesboro.
Was she looking for work here?
Yes, sir.
And was the plan for her to move down here full time?
Yes, sir.
In June of 2024, specifically the 13th, that evening, did you have an opportunity to speak with your wife?
Yeah, I came home from work, had a long day. We had planned to have a date night, but her and Camille had been texting all day, her and her little friends.
Who did you say she was texting
Camille
with?
Marty.
And Camille Marty, did you know her as well?
Yes, sir.
How did you know her?
That was Boston Carr's fiance.
She was engaged to a friend of yours,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Carr,
Yes, sir.
and did they also attend y'all's church together?
Yes, sir.
And so you said she'd been texting Camille and some other friends. What were they doing that evening?
They were planning to have a little girls' night at Lindsay Chandler's house, and they were just going to hang out and do whatever girls do, I guess.
Where did Miss Chandler reside?
They lived in Port Arthur.
Okay. When was the last time you saw her?
That night, or that evening, afternoon. So it was about, I would say, 4 o'clock. She cooked me dinner, and we talked for about an hour, and then she went on her way.
Do you know what time she left to go to her friend's house?
I want to say it was like around 5 or 6.
After she left, did you have communication with her that night?
Yes, sir. We texted.
And she went to Miss Chandler's house.
Yes, sir.
And do you know what they did there?
I believe they swam. I know they left the house at some point and went and got snacks at H-E-B, the couple stores. I can't remember which ones, but and they went back to the house after that.
Now, Lauren and her friends, did they drink alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Any of them do drugs?
Yes, sir.
Is there any kind of partying going on?
Yes, sir.
Swimming and hanging out at the house?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time that you heard from her?
I believe I fell asleep around probably 11 or 12.
And had she texted you at that point?
Yes, sir. The last text, I believe, was that she was coming home to see me soon and that she loved me.
In the early morning, June 14th of last year, did you realize something was wrong?
Yeah, I woke up and it was probably, I want to say 1:30 or so. I can't remember the time stamps, but I woke up and she hadn't texted for a while. I had her location on my phone.
And so at that point, when you woke up, did you expect her to have been home by then?
Yes, sir.
Was that unusual for her to have been out that late with her friends?
Never.
You stated you could follow her location on your phone. Were you able to do that?
I was, but it had her in front of the prison or the jail for like an hour or so when I looked and I saw that. Maybe it was an hour, I can't remember for sure, but
It wasn't moving, was it?
it wasn't moving.
So what did you do?
I immediately threw clothes on and got on the road
And you're driving from where?
from Beaumont.
As you got close, did you realize something bad had happened?
Yeah, so when I turned that curve going on 69, I saw a lot of,
You saw lights?
yeah, I saw the lights.
Chris, when you pulled up, could you tell there had been a car crash?
I knew there was something wrong.
Can you tell the judge what you did see when you pulled up?
I couldn't see much because it was the median was in the way, but I turned around the underpass and I saw there was a cop that stopped me. I guess he was directing traffic. And I asked him, I said, "Has there been a wreck?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "My wife, her location is right there." So he let me through. I drove through and I was stopped about probably 100 yards from the spot of the accident. And I couldn't remember exactly what was asked or what I said, but they basically told me, I showed them my phone, I showed them the location, and they couldn't even tell who it was or who was in the vehicle or anything because the bodies were just.
There was a burning car at
Yeah.
the scene, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And from that car, there were no survivors, were there?
Yeah, they took them. I believe they took them weeks to find out who it was.
But was it ultimately identified to be your wife,
Yes, sir.
Lauren Stacks?
Yes, sir. She was in the passenger seat.
This is a dumb question, Chris, and I'm sorry to ask it. What's this done to you?
It's affected me in every single aspect of my life.
How long has y'all been married before she?
Only 19 days.
I'm sorry you have to be here, Chris. I'm sorry all these people that are in court have to be here. You and I spoke about this case, the legal side of it, and what can possibly happen. What are you asking Judge West to do today?
I think the only thing that can be done is the maximum sentence. I think that's the only way that any kind of healing can be done. Just on my end and from the 1,000 lives that were affected by this senseless tragedy.
Thank you, Chris. I'll pass it to Sharon.
Any questions? Thank you. Let me call your next witness.
State called Boston Car.
Good morning, Mr. Carr. You swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. You can have a seat. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Carr, would you identify yourself for the jury and tell us what you do for a living? I mean, for the judge, and tell us what you do for a living, please.
My name is Boston Carr, and I live in Beaumont, Texas. And I work for Bierce Industrial, an industrial sales company.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 22 years old.
And, well, back in June of 2024, were you engaged to be married?
Yes, sir, I was.
And who are you engaged to be married to?
Camille Marty.
And how did you meet Camille?
I met Camille right during COVID at a church conference in Sebastopol, Mississippi. She was from North Carolina. I was from Beaumont, Texas, so it was a pretty unlikely meetup, in the middle of nowhere, Sebastopol, Mississippi.
And I take it y'all hit it off.
We did. It's a hilarious story that I was in the altar in the worship service, and she was in the altar in the worship service, and we saw each other in the altar, and we probably made eye contact 20 times in the worship service in the altar. And after service, I made sure to say hi to her.
And at what point did y'all become engaged and married?
We got engaged in March of 2024.
Now, what was Camille doing as far as work and education at the time of her death?
She had just finished nursing school. She had graduated that May.
And had she moved down here?
Yes, she graduated in May, and after graduation, my family went to a graduation in Mississippi and moved all of her things down to Beaumont. And she lived in Beaumont for 2 or 3 weeks before the accident.
Now, church is pretty important to you and your family, isn't it? Tell me why you're so connected with the church.
The church is my life. My father's the pastor of the Apostolic Church in Beaumont, and everything I do on a weekly basis revolves around my faith in the church.
And you are friends with Christopher Stacks, correct?
Yes, sir.
And y'all had this friendship, and both were starting your families together at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes.
And y'all had brought your fiance and his wife into y'all's church family.
Yes.
Were they embraced by that church?
Absolutely. They were loved by everyone. And that's an understatement.
Is it fair to say that most of these folks behind me are church members?
Yes, sir.
That are here to support you and Christopher and the Eisenhower and the Marty families and Lauren and Camille?
Yes. Most of the church family.
How did you find out that Camille had been killed?
I was asleep, and my dad busted into my room, and it was about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I remember waking up, and he just said, the girls got in an accident. And my first thought was that they had to be okay. There was no way something like that could happen. And I immediately asked, are they okay? What hospital are they at? You know, what ER are they in? And all my dad could say was, they didn't make it. And all I could say was no. Just no, no. And I jumped out of bed, and I still just couldn't believe it. There's no way. And I got dressed as fast as I could, and I ran downstairs, and I didn't know what I could do. I thought there was something maybe I could do. And my dad just told me, he said, Bubba, there's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can go. Can't do anything.
And since this happened, how's it affected you, Boston?
I had begun building my life with Camille, and my life plans and our life that we were building together, and we had just begun to build together, was just taking off. And the one thing that I thought I had done right in my life was deciding to marry Camille. And with that gone, I feel so lost in like this life that I was supposed to have has been taken away from me.
I'm asking the same question that I asked Chris. What do you want to see happen here today?
Full sentencing underneath the law, that's possible.
And that's actually not enough, is it? Nothing can fix it.
I don't believe it is.
I understand. Thank you, Mr. Carter. I'll pass it.
No question.
Thank you.
I have no other witnesses to call in punishment, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Mr. Young, do you have any witnesses?
Mr. I would call Salvador Gomez.
All right, Mr. Gomez, if you'll just get them close over here, please. Is he able to step up or no? We can leave him in the chair. Okay. Mr. Gomez, please, the best you can, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Just be sure to speak loudly and clearly into that microphone so everyone can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Young, if you can come up to the podium.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sal, would you state your full name for the judge?
Yes, Salvador Ramos-Gamas.
And Sal, we reviewed the pre-sentence report. We talked about what was in it. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Do you remember when the probation officer came to speak to you?
Yes, sir, I do.
And included things about your background and your family and things like that. Was all that correct? You didn't have any changes to it?
That was correct, yes, sir.
There were a couple of things in there I did want to talk to you about. One, you've been in jail continuously since this happened.
That's correct, yes.
And there was something about a jail incident. Can you tell the court what that was? Is that the only incident you've ever had while you're in jail?
Yes,
Well, tell the judge what happened.
yes, there was rumors going around in my dorm that I had a TV remote control, which I never did. I don't know exactly what was the deal with that, but I made one of the officers aware that I needed to talk to him and kind of let him know. I said, look, you know how I am and stuff. They're saying I fear this rumor going on. I don't have nothing to hide. You know, it's not true. And he just said okay and kind of walked away. And then I guess about 30 minutes later they searched my cell, but they didn't find nothing because I didn't have nothing.
So were you ever disciplined or written up or sanctioned in any way?
No, sir. No, they just.
So that's just something that happened, it's included in here, but you weren't punished, nothing was found?
No, sir, nothing was found. I wasn't punished or nothing like that.
What have you been spending your time in jail doing?
But I've been trying to do whatever I can to get back physically, doing what I've done, like basically walking, a little bit of therapy. I mean, we don't have no therapy or nothing. But like out there in the civilian world, so I just do whatever I can.
Have you been talking to other prisoners?
Talking to other prisoners. I've been mentoring some prisoners there since I'm one of the oldest in my dorm. One of the few older people there in my dorm. So I've been mentoring some younger guys in there, and just helping them out with their troubles in life and stuff like that.
Were you a member of a church before?
Yes, sir, I was. Silent Rock Church.
How long had you and your family been attending the church?
We've been going there for about 20 years.
So in other words, your faith wasn't a jailhouse conversion.
No, sir, it wasn't.
Have you, in that regard, have you done anything with other prisoners as far as talking about your faith and things like that?
Yes, sir, I have.
You and I were talking about having a trial. I want you to explain to the judge, why did you decide to plead guilty?
I decided to plead guilty because of my drinking that night. I caused this accident. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I went down the wrong way and caused this tragedy. I mean, I can't say. I mean, I can't say much about it. I mean, I did it. I caused this accident. Caused the hurt to the families that are here. The Eisenhower family, the Marty family. And I mean, that's the reason why, because there's no other, I mean, I can't say nothing else. I was in the wrong. My drinking caused this. That's pretty much why.
You talked to me about things that you would hope to do with this tragedy. What are some of those things?
Some of the things that I want to do is bring awareness, more awareness to the drinking and driving. Bring it out there, go to maybe high schools or something before they graduate. Talk to them. I definitely would like to maybe partner with a MAD organization in some way, and somehow I can tell my testimony. One says this would never happen to me. Well, it happened to me, and I would like to bring that more and maybe start in my hometown and eventually come back here to Beaumont and do that in all high schools. Bring the awareness that you never say never, because that's one of the things that you say and it happened. It's just terrible. And I would like to make younger people realize that drinking and driving is not good at all.
Now, when we were preparing for the trial, you've never been convicted of a felony anywhere, correct?
That is correct.
So you technically qualify for probation. Are you asking this court for probation?
No, sir, I'm not. I don't think it's appropriate. I'm taking full responsibility for my actions. And that's why.
In the end, this case became a reminder that second chances only matter when they're taken seriously. The judge made it clear that accountability comes before sympathy, and every decision carries consequences. Do you think this sentence was fair, or should the defendant have been given one more chance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more real courtroom breakdowns.